So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin, so that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
재빠른 자가 살아남는 법.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was so different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Find the hole.
Somebody kill him!
머리에 명수. 에임 전후고.
I'm putting you down.
헤드샷.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres.
퀴슈터? 한번 좀 바꿔볼까? 의견발구?
To the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood.
산탄총.
Hardin was waiting for me, and... Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this
이
sumbitch.
개자식이 어떤 놈인지 알려주겠네.
He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben?
안 그렇소, 벤.
John Wesley Hardin was a killer.
통보의 약자였네.
By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping
목장
Bob
주인은
was
어디
among
갔어?
them.
God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was
안
there.
죽었어.
They knew. Most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
오. 어디 있어? 어두워서 안 보이죠?
Middle-leg that sucker!
이럴 땐
Yeah, you know you
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Stop that son of a bitch! Kill him already! Another low dog. Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that. That's right. Run!
헤드샷. 장거리 사살. 올라가 볼까? 여기 뭔가 배경. 진실의 조각들. 아이고야.
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Watch where you're shooting.
내가 30. 일단 스킬 하나 빨리 올리고. 조준씨 시간 진행 늦춰짐. 조준하는 동안 시간을 절약하십시오. 장총신 무기나 한손 무기를 장비한 상태에서 마우스 오른쪽으로 조정할 경우 집중 상태처럼 움직임이 느려집니다. 오, 이거 좋은데? 일단 올려놓고.
Can't get a good shot at it.
바로 와, 맞추지도 못해. 여기도 뭐
God damn him. Shoot him! Shoot him!
나오라고.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
산탄총 별로야.
Watch where you're shooting.
위에도 봐야 되고. 여기 있다.
It's almost as good as me.
잠깐만요. 죽었구나. 대장주. 여기도 뭔가 있을 것 같아. 뭐가 있을 것 같은데.
You bastard!
Suffice it to say, Nobody there was happy to see
근데
me.
안에도 또 뭐였어? 아, 괜히 올라가네. 그래, 여기로 한번 가보자. 열려있을 것 같아. 열려있는 곳이 하나. 여기 또 올라갈 수 있었네.
There he is!
나와라, 한 명씩 처리해주겠다. 나와라.
Watch where you're shooting! Guess you've had enough! God damn him! Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that!
요거.
Take a shot at it!
이건 뭐야?
Yeah, you know you can't. Shoot him! Shoot him!
문 부술 수 있다. 큐로 부수기.
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
시간에 5명 처리.
I'm the guy!
어디 있어?
Had enough! God damn you! Time to die!
어디서 샀어?
Come on out, you yellow bastard!
밖에서 타. 오, 개돌이. 와, 이놈들.
You can't hide from me!
아파.
You just dodged a damn bullet? You better hide! He's wounded! Show him how to die!
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
어제 보스 등장. 첫 살인. 장면에서 때렸을 때 40명 사살. 존 웨슬리.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was
드디어
fear.
만났군.
He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to
와,
defeat him.
거만에 총에 손도 갖다 대고 날 쏠 수 있다는 거지. 오, 거만해. 와, 완전 빨라.
No, wait! You didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
와, 엄청 빠른데? 자면서도 살인할 정도니까 엄청 빠르겠네요. 회피도 있네요. A 그리고 D로 회피합니다. 회피가 있어. 오, 매트리스야.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
엄청난 보스예요.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back at a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben? Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
인디언이 나오려나? 화살 쏘을 텐데.
Yes, I did, Ben.
본 적 있어.
I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
이방인과 함께 춤을.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
가파른 산맥이었네. 오랜 시간 저 멀고 먼 산맥 어디인가에.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
멋진 폭포가 흘러. 저 위에 독수리 같은 세 마리나 있네.
Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
오, 맞출 수 있어. 오, 두 마리 맞췄고. 보너스 점선. 이거 한번 가볼까? 오, 국립. 이거 못 가겠다.
They saw me before I saw them.
놈들이 나를 먼저 발견했다고? 뭐야? 했어! 아, 못 피했다. 다시 한 번. 한 마리. 두 마리. 나이샷. 우리 저녁은 치킨이다. 또 있다. 보너스 점수. 라이플. 오! 새 사냥하는 거. 거의 재밌는데? 오! 와! 못 쏜다. 오! 또 맞았어. 재밌는데? 이제 진행합시다.
They saw me before I saw them.
아까 여기서 한번 쐈는데 피했고 그렇지. 저 정도 게임 이번에 잘했네. 정확한 샷과
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
어디서 갑자기 나타난 것 같은데? 여기? 오! 핑겼어. 왜 핑겼어? 저기 올라가야 돼. 점프. 아, 씨, 여기 두개 어딨어? 죽을 수도 없어. 아니, 이렇게 만들어놔. 됐다. 여기. 여기. 가왕. 여기가 더 있어. 어이야, 아파치 놈들 갑자기 나타나는데. 갑자기 도끼 들고 찍으려고 그래. 이 총은 못 죽어?
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there. I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again,
일단 100이야.
I got a lot of those.
아이. 일단 도망가.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
너무 잘 맞춰 진행 빨리 가자. 아, 일단 와리. 와, 안 맞아. 도망가. 수류탄 왔다. 수류탄. 짠. 대명 다 처리. 없죠. 와, 갑자기 위에서 쓸 수도 있어요.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
깜짝이야.
Tell me you're in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
회생 늑대가 숨어있는 동굴을 수색하라. 회생 늑대. 어딨어? 이쪽 여기 있었구나. 여기도 있네. 점프.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
뭐가 있을까요? 장거리 사살. 유경말 시공된 레이저? 이거 한번 좋은 총 얻었습니다. 쌍권총 다 죽였네.
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars. They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
시간에 실례해보자.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
영어스럽고.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed
적장
and
나왔다.
unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows,
근엄한.
and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow, the eye had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk. I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
올라가자. 엄청 때려지고. 아이, 올라가야 돼.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back.
죽어버렸다. 태자본은 보너스인데. 일단은 잡았어.
I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady. had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
와, 안 죽어. 씨. 일단 스킬 하나 찍고 바로 갑시다. 스킬 하나, 라이플 탄약 소지량 증가 하나 찍고요. 다음에 집중 상태에서의 피해량 증가 찍고. 아, 죽었어.
And wouldn't you know it,
도망가.
that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounded.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
아, 여기 있었구나. 아, 어디서 쏘는지를 모르네.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
와, 바위가 날라갔어. 얘가 지원.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
와, 늑대로 변했어.
Never did find him.
찾을 수가 없어.
And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
다음 화학 계속하겠습니다.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of
실제로
view.
보는 관점에 따라
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not.
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
에피소드 6네요.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory, until Coffeeville, of course.
커피빌에서 산적도 있었고
I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
시민 중 하나였네.
Fighting on the side of the riot.
I did my best,
그랬었지.
sir.
우리 모두가
We
말이지.
all did.
현상금사냥꾼이라 불러줘.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street. The story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing him about how he had no ambition. Or you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
그렇지. 잡고 상황 종료. 총 바꾸죠. 이제 또 어디 가야지? 뒷문으로. 오, 옛날 은행은 이런 식으로 생겼네요. 저기 또 뭔가 반짝이는데? 뭔가 반짝였는데... 아니었다.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait till something bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. Brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Is that Silas Green? Son of a bitch! You can't hide.
Greaves! What the hell? Bland! Bland! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
오, 이렇게 죽었어. 아까 들어온 길이랑 다시 나가자. 아, 여기로 나오네. 시도.
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it
뭐야,
happened.
사건은 그렇지 않았다네? 그러면 다른 애의 상상력이었어? 다시 가야 돼?
It was early evening, not high noon.
펜저스 커피빌.
The Daltons blew up a safe, and we're all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeeville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
나가 떨어졌네. 오동머리 바람둥이 패배자. 달톤 형제.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
안녕하세요. 오. 주먹까지.
Hey, we got us a hero, boy. Put some holes in him.
And those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons pull up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
스킬 하나 얻었는데 힐 하나 잠깐만 올리고 바로 가겠습니다. 다이너마이트 습득. 적들이 폭발물을 소지하고 있는지 확인합니다. 이건 별로고. 집중 상태 유지 시간 증가. 이거 괜찮더라. 그 다음에 자 조금 더 유리하게 갑시다. 밖에 있네. 이거 무서워. 안녕하세요. 또 있네. 너 어디로 또 가는데? 나가야 되나? 아, 저기로 가야 되는데? 뒷문으로.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up.
Never give up.
Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
일로 가야 돼. 잘 펴있죠? 어이구. 올라가지를 못해. 올라가지를 못해. 크게 돌아가야 되나? 아, 크게 돌아가야겠네.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
I'm gonna cut you in half.
와, 팍팍 치네. 와, 엄청 어렵네 보스전. 공부를 해볼 선만 노렸는데도 잘 실패 하나 던지고 이래.
I'm gonna tear you apart! I'll blow your damn head clean off! You mess with the wrong damn dog!
리로드. 그리고 그리고 천천히 그리고 여기까지. 컬리멘트.
You ain't getting by me, Green!
야금야금 체력을 깎고 있어요. 우와. 이거 끝났는데. 피해. 와, 총알도 없어.
I'm gonna plant you where you stand!
멋있어. 아무것도 없어. 오, 이겼어.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
23발이나 맞았다고.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
구멍투성이도 만들 생각인가?
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
기계가 있는 놈이었네. 성공했습니다. 사살한 적 44명, 엄청 많이 죽고. 여전히 현금 사냥꾼이라는.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
며칠이 소요되었네.
They can't get away with this!
어디인가?
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth!
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
뭐야 이거? 여기 갈 수가 없나? 아, 이거 폭발해야 되구나. 좀 떨어져서 폭발을 해야 되나? 집중? 빵! 아닌가? 맞아. 이제 길이 생겼겠지? 그렇지. 여기도 폭발.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course,
이 빨간
so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
왠지 빨간 띠를 쫓아가야 될 것 같아. 어딨니 빨간 띠?
It was autumn.
빨간 띠를
The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
쏟아서 오르네.
The rains that year were torrential,
안개가 그 때문에
so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
뒤로 가야 되나? 일로 가야 되나?
Bury them in the swamp! Plant them where they stand!
나왔다.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone.
오, 머스케이도 이 벌레들.
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
자경단들 어디 갔어? 자경단들 어디 갔어? 자경단. 대각들을 만들어야 되나? 이 안에 뭐가 있나요? 없죠?
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet. but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
약간 총알이 없어요. 여기 있구나.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Get out of here! I'm gonna blow your damn head!
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Somebody kill that son of a bitch!
들어왔다 또. 하필 거기로 숨었네. 다시 재장전.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
어떻게 올라가야 돼? 올라갈 수 있네. 점프.
But I just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them.
일단 문이 열렸고.
But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
누가
Steve?
산다. 누가 산다. 앞장이라 산다.
So I just started walking, and pretty soon,
잠시 후 어떻게 됐어?
Steve!
야,
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
깨워야 돼. 그래야 듣는 사람이
Indians
없으면
surrounded
재미가
me
없으니까.
from all sides.
내 얘기를 들어줘. 인디언들이 나타났다 갑자기. 인디언이랑 무슨 말도 안 되는 뜬금없이 어디 있어?
There were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention.
말해봤지.
Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
이야기 흐름이 삐져져.
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right.
대장전 다 하고.
See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
다시 표식을 따라가겠습니다. 달려라.
Stop that son of a bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. Kansans breed like rabbits. Or Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what.
오른쪽 피하고.
But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
일단 잠깐 밑에. 이거 무덤이었어. 녀석들이 있네. 배치하고 수류탄 한번 던져주고. 다시 위로도.
Put some holes in them!
배치하. 다시 위로도. 방패병. 그렇다면 자, 이거 먹으세요. 방방. 바로 묵지대로 빠지고 장거리 사살. 여기 수리탄 없는 것 같아. 어디. 와, 사방에서 힘 데가 없어.
Show 'em how to die!
어디. 어디야 또? 정신 없어. 어디서 쏘는 거지?
You'll have to do
여기 있으면
everything!
근데 일단 내려가야 되겠지. 아유, 내려가자. 얻어 터진다. 쫓아와. 너한테 어디 있었어? 눕지더라. 속도가 엄청 떨어지네.
A lot of those paths seem to be leading nowhere.
앞에 있어. 잡아. 다시.
Middle that sucker!
총알이 많이 없고.
You know you can't beat me!
여기 숨어 있었구나.
It's you or me!
들어가 봅시다. 어디 쏜 거야? 아이고 아파라. 아이고 아파라. 방금 뭔가 깜빡했는데? 뭔가 터뜨려보고 여기 있으면 한번 던져보고 맨날 맞잖아. 눈이 안 좋은가? 이게 안 보이네.
You or me!
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them. And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat? In a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
증기선이 늪지에서 침몰했지?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
89년도에 있었던 홍수에
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from our house, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me,
시작하자마자 배터리니? 일단 피하자. 배터리면 이거
But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
안 되네. 아니, 악당들이 너무 많아. 올라가야 돼. 여기서도 맞아. 사방이 저거. 그만. 오. 가보자. 다시 보자.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
You know you can't beat me.
레벨 상승. 빠른 라이프의 재장전. 요거 괜찮네.
That's right. Run! Time to.
올라가기. 다이너마이트인가? 하나. 하나.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Take him out!
주먹
I'm
맞았어.
sending you to hell!
The Daltons had played me like a
Tough
fiddle.
after all this.
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
to be quite a
It
challenge.
was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're
well,
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsafe.
oh God,
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those boys. It was time to settle this once and for all. Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
오른쪽 놈을 쓰러뜨려. 이제 공필 댐비네.
They got it wrong.
내가 이겼어.
A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.